Bikepacking can be an amazing and rewarding experience full of memories you will cherish forever. At the same time, planning a trip and just getting out the door can get a little overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. In this video, I'll share 11 essential tips to make your bikepacking journey more enjoyable. Whether you're a seasoned cyclist or new to the game, these insights will help you have more fun than ever on your next bikepacking trip. A common mistake people make is simply not allowing themselves enough time to complete the route they have chosen. This means you end up riding late into the night to get to your destination for the day, and you may even end up needing to abandon the trip altogether when you run out of time. The more you have to rush, the less you'll enjoy the journey. The best advice I can give you is to have no distance plan at all for each day. Simply ride until you decide you want to stop. If you find a great campsite, it's okay to stop for the day. Plan a few extra days for your trip and simply slow down and enjoy the journey. If you're feeling great and having fun, you can always ride further. But if you set too ambitious of a goal, then you'll be fighting that goal every day. Don't rush through your adventure. By covering a shorter distance each day, you'll have more time to appreciate the surroundings, explore off the beaten paths, and avoid burnout. They say there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothing. You can't control the weather, but you can control what you wear. This means preparation is key. Wearing layers is essential to maintaining a good body temperature. The temperature rises, you can take off layers, and as it gets cooler, you can add layers. A good starting point is to carry a base layer, a short sleeve jersey, a long sleeve jersey, a puffy jacket, and a rain jacket that can fit over all these layers at once. Each layer should have a full-length zipper to make it easier to put on and take off, but also to allow you to manage airflow and temperature. It's important to remove layers before you get too hot so that you don't sweat too much and wet out your clothing. Layering applies to your hands, feet, and head too. Waterproof overgloves that fit over your daily cycling gloves are fantastic. These work to both add warmth when needed and protection from the wet when raining. For your head, a warm skull cap and a Gore-Tex cycling hat will allow you to cover a broad range of temperatures and weather systems. For your feet, I recommend getting your shoes a half size too big. This allows you to wear 2 pairs of socks or add in a pair of waterproof socks when wet. Bringing some toe covers can really help when the temperature gets low. Adaptability is critical. Weather, trail conditions, and your own mood can change rapidly. Be open to altering your plans, taking detours, or even extending your stay in a picturesque spot. Don't overthink what you're doing, whether you're on an epic around-the-world adventure or a shorter trip. Don't get locked into a specific plan. You're out there to have fun, so it's okay to skip that hike-a-bike through the snow or take an alternate route to the next town. If you can get out of your head and focus on the now, you'll be able to let go of the stress and just have fun riding your bike. Take it day to day and don't think too far into the future, and you will learn to adapt to the ever-changing scenarios that come up every day. You may even learn to enjoy some of those challenges. Don't worry about what you can't control and just ride your bike. Bonking can ruin a bikepacking adventure faster than anything else. To avoid this, you should be eating and drinking constantly. You would be surprised how many calories you can burn by riding every day. You should eat something at least every hour and drink constantly. In addition to eating on the bike, take advantage of restaurants if there's one on your route. Sitting down for a large meal can be extremely energizing and help power you through the rest of your day. Lastly, try to indulge in the local delicacies when you can. It's not just about sustenance, it's about enjoying the local flavor. A well-maintained bike is a reliable companion. Knowing how to do common maintenance and repairs on your bike is essential to riding with confidence in the wilderness. Learn basic repairs like fixing a flat or adjusting your brakes. Taking the time to ensure you know how to work on your bike will help keep you rolling when inevitably something goes wrong. Before you leave on your trip, give your bike a thorough once-over. It's a lot easier to change things like your brake pads, chain, and tire sealant while at home than on the trail. In addition to knowing how to complete common repairs, you'll need tools. You can't bring every tool, but when you know how to keep your bike rolling, you'll understand what tools are important to bring for your specific bike. Bringing some extra gear like a spare quick link for your chain, extra tire sealant, a derailleur hanger, some inner tubes, and some spare spokes will prepare you for the most common issues you'll face on the trip. Select a route that matches your skill level, bike, and interests. Whether it's challenging mountain trails or serene countryside paths, the right route will enhance your adventure. The number one question people ask is, what's the best bike for bikepacking? The answer is never what they want to hear, because the best bike is the one you have. When starting out, choose a route that is well suited to your bike and the level of adventure you want to have. There are an infinite number of route possibilities out there, so pick a route that aligns with your bike and your skills and you'll have a great time. The worst thing you could do is put off a bikepacking adventure because you feel you need a different bike. If you're honest with yourself, you can find a route that is well suited for the bike you have. Take time to pause and look back at what you have done. Literally, stop and take a look back. Admire that hill you just climbed and marvel at your accomplishment. But also, take in the scenery. Oftentimes, the best view could be behind you, and you would never know it if you don't take the time to look back every now and again. Savor those moments and look back at how far you have come. Reflect on what you have experienced thus far, and use that to build confidence going forward. The challenges ahead will feel much more achievable knowing what you have accomplished to get where you are. It's not just about physical progress, it's about reflecting on your journey and growth. Let's face it, hills are hard, and on a loaded bike, they're even harder. There's no avoiding them, so make sure your bike is properly geared for the hills you'll be facing. Riding in Florida is completely different than riding in the French Alps. When hills are involved, it's a good idea to make sure your bike has the lowest gearing possible. Even with extra low gearing, you may still face hills that are just too steep. You may need to get off and push. Don't be afraid of a little hike-a-bike. Even the strongest riders need to get off and walk sometimes. It's all part of the adventure. If you're prepared, walking your bike isn't that bad. It's critical to wear shoes that you can walk comfortably in. Road bike shoes simply won't work here. Oftentimes, it's even better to get off and walk than to wear yourself out trying to pedal up some climbs. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. Rest when you need to, hydrate often, and don't push beyond your limits. Regular breaks will keep you energized and prevent injuries. If you do start to feel pain, stop and try to figure it out. Maybe stretching can help, or maybe your seat post has dropped a little bit. Maybe you need some chamois cream before chafing becomes an issue. Body pain won't go away on its own and will typically get worse due to repeated stress over several days. Figuring out how to mitigate the pain early will allow you to keep going and enjoy the experience. You may not believe me on this one, but trust me, remember to smile. Dark times on multi-day bikepacking trips are common, but how you approach them can make a big difference. When it starts raining, just smile and laugh. You prepared for this. Your attitude really is the difference between having an adventure or an ordeal. A smile is your best accessory. It boosts your mood, makes you approachable to fellow travelers, and reminds you to enjoy the ride. Before setting out on your adventure, test all your equipment. Ensure everything functions as it should and you're comfortable with your setup. Practice setting up your tent so you know how to do it quickly in the rain if needed. Do you know how to work your stove? If not, practice boiling some water. How will you be navigating? Are you using maps or a bike computer? Practice navigating unfamiliar territory so you can negotiate complex turns with confidence on your trip. Put all your gear in your bags and load them onto your bike. Then take it for a shakeout ride. Is anything rattling or rubbing? Can you get on and off your bike easily? Little issues add up over time, so addressing them now will make your trip much more enjoyable. This will give you peace of mind and let you focus on the fun. And there you have it, folks. 11 tips to make your bikepacking adventure more fun. For even more tips, check out this video for 5 hacks to improve your bikepacking setup and get even more out of each ride.